right. What is going on? What is going on? Uh, welcome to the show. Nobody's here. Just little old me. Well, it is Friday before Christmas. It's Christmas Eve to Christmas Eve. The night before Christmas night. No, wait, the night before Christmas Eve. Wait, how do you say it? The night before Christmas Eve. No, wait. I got it all mixed up now. All right. What is happening? Errt Radio shows. Who's watching over there? Hey, come on over. If you have not subscribed to the Errt Radio YouTube, come on over to Errt Radio YouTube and subscribe. You can still watch on Errt Radio shows if you want, and that's fine. But I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm not even at 600 yet. But I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so we start have some fun stuff with this channel eventually. But anyway, for now, all right. Hello. Christmas Eve. There you go. Who is that? I wish your name would come up there. Why doesn't your name come up there? Your chat comes in there, but your name doesn't. Why is that? That's one thing I gotta figure out. Alright, who is it? Bobby, hey Bobby, what's going on? Christmas Eve. I like that one. Alright, so tonight, what I wanted to do, when we get some people in here, and we could do Facebook chat and or YouTube chat. If anybody's watching both chats, you can help me out who wants a reading and where they are as far as what order. Usually I don't keep them in order anyway, but I do try to get everybody that's interested in getting a reading. I'm talking about tarot card readings or EA. Okay, I gotta go and check that out. Who is that? Hold on. I'm still gonna be here, but I'm gonna go check that out because I know how to multitask on here. I can do it. All right, let's see who that is. Esther. All right. Esther, would you like to be on the show and help me out with some readings? That is my question. I mean, after all, Christmas. You said it. Christmas Eve. You got it right. All right. So, if you want to be, no, I did not, Bobby. No. What is that about? What happened there? You can tell me later. I did not see that. Okay, I gotta send Venus a link, I think. I might include the link inside the chat anyway, just to let people join if they want to join. Alright. Oh, wait, I didn't do that. Hold on. I gotta fix that. I didn't do the right thing there. Oh, boy. I gotta go ahead and select invite first. That's funny. I copied and pasted something else on Venus's chat. That was funny. You can't do it? Are you busy? Oh, you're saying? If you're busy, that's fine. No worries. Alright, Venus, now I got the right one. I wonder why that other thing that I copied showed up. Well, if you wanted to, I guess if you could jump on and say hello. Uh, Seeing how it is Christmas Eve, after all. I'll put it here on the main chat too. And anybody that wants to be part of the show can be part of the show. There you go. All right, open lines Friday. Christmas Eve show. I should have named it that. Uh, so we had, I think here in this local area, we had between 5 and 10 inches of snow, but then we had negative 40 for wind chill factor. We had 29, might as well call it 30-mile-an-hour winds. And that was rather incredible. Glad I was inside, except for. Okay, and thank you, Lester. Merry Christmas to you, too. This holiday is probably one of the most stressful holidays of the whole holiday season. When we're supposed to be celebrating our Savior's birth, according to what the history is about what this whole thing is all about, we're worried about making everybody happy in our families. Well, except me, I'm by myself here. I got my brother and my sister, but they're on the other side of the country and they're not here. And so I got myself, I got you guys, I got my friends on the internet, and I'm glad I have you guys. Anyway, so it is kind of funny how things change, though, how families change throughout the years. And I do remember the big holidays with all the family and Christmas morning and Christmas Eve was a big party all the time, and always had a house full of people over, and all that stuff. And so I remember all that. I always had trouble with all the people there. I don't know why, even on Christmas morning. I don't know if that's just me or what. But anyway, I got through it. And now I'm in a situation where I'm pretty much by myself. Today I went to the post office. It was closed. Nobody was there. Good reason, because, well, you had at least 30-mile-an-hour winds, and the wind chill factor was a big issue of somebody having to drive here to take care of the mail. And the bank was closed as well. Nobody showed up at the bank. And at least 2 of the people or 3 of the people live in this area. Hey, Julie, how you doing? Oh, wait, no, that's Esther still. Not Julie. For some reason, I thought that was Julie. I had the wrong name there. Sorry, Esther. You can hit me in the head later. Right behind the head. Bam. Yeah, celebrating Christ's birth. That's what we need to start doing, Start remembering that and not trying to make everybody happy to what they want to do. Like Uh, I mean, I know we want to be part of the party, right? But imagine, okay, now remember when the story of his birth came along and everybody had to go to their hometowns to be counted in the census, right? And so now, when was that? That's the question. When was that actual census taken? Was it in June? Was it in spring? It was still kind of cold, apparently, so it could have been spring. June, I think it would have been a little bit warmer and not so nice. All right, so I don't think it would have been winter because that would have been way too cold, even there. It does get really cold in the desert, but I don't think that they have. In most desert areas, there's not snow, sand. There's sand, but it does get cold in the fall and the winter. But it's not cold like we have here, and in other parts of the country that are suffering from the wind chill factors. Um, we had -12, and we have in the YouTube chat. We have Esther and we have Bobby. And I guess I'm gonna do this all by myself. We'll just ramble on about this story about the birth of Christ. And why did they go to Bethlehem? Well, see, that everybody was required to go to their birthplace, which was Bethlehem for, I believe, Joseph, and I'm not. I guess Mary was born there too, but I'm not really sure. We'd have to look at that, research that. This is my opinion. Don't judge me for not knowing, or don't judge me for not remembering and not keeping it right inside my head because, well, there's a lot of stuff in this head that sometimes it doesn't make a lot of sense. But hey, on a side note, now that we can derail this conversation, go on a side note. I am sponsoring Three Beards podcast on Wednesday night, and I believe they come on at 6 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday on YouTube and Facebook, and you see Craig Ansel posting a bunch of shows and things. So anyway, so they had to go back because remember they weren't married yet. Remember, Mary and Joseph were not married yet, and she's with a child. But then they had to go back to the census. Now, how did that work if they weren't married? How could she be counted as one of them if she was not married to Joseph yet? Explain that one. Okay, I never even thought about that at the moment. Usually, when you do a census, you count who lives in the household. Usually families, relatives in the household, right? Or you have somebody that's on the physical address that counts as one of the residents. Okay? But now in this case here, Mary and Joseph were not married. Yet they counted as her being one of the people from that town. So anyway, during that time, that's when Jesus was born. All right, so I'm thinking that it's more the right at the spring, right before springtime. Again, it would have to be in a strange time of the sky with the light in the sky that the three wise men followed, right? Supposedly. Now that could be a UFO, but that could also be an astronomical event that we don't know about during spring, right? So you have spring equinox, right? Summer solstice, spring equinox, winter. No, wait. I have to look at that right word. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. Anyone that's a scientist knows what I'm talking about. So, anyway, the sun is at a certain angle, planets are all at a certain angle, and they all line up sometimes. Who knows if that might have been what that was. And as they were traveling, of course, it looked like it was in front of them, but it wasn't really in front of them. It was just the way it appeared. And then the wise men wind up at Bethlehem, find the baby Jesus, brings a gift. Why did they bring gifts? Who told them? You know, of course, Holy Spirit. I know all the spiritual, mystical stuff. All that happened because it was prophesied. It was a prophecy to happen. All of that was, the whole story was. But the point of the matter is this. His birth, Maureen was touching on that just a little bit on her show last night about the time of the year when was he born. June, I don't know. That's my guess, but I also said March. I said March 15th, like right around springtime. Okay. And then, again, birth, new beginning, baby Jesus, new beginning. Hello. You wouldn't be born in the wintertime, in the dead of winter. Maybe die in the wintertime, but not be born in the wintertime. He'd be born in the springtime. And there is some weird stuff happening there that we all don't know or don't understand. All right. So, but we're all going to have different viewpoints on the topic and who he was and what happened exactly because, well, we weren't there. At least not in the human form. We might have been there watching it from the other side, thinking, what the heck is going on? And here we are here on this side, looking back at history, trying to figure out what happened. So anyway, at the age of 12, okay, he's born, goes into the temple at the age of 12. He starts teaching from the book of Isaiah. Good night. Yeah, no, I guess Esther left. And anyway, and they're all trying to figure out, well, how did you get all this information at the age of 12? Right? That's why I don't quite, I don't get that. So then he disappeared. And he was gone until 30 years old. Came back onto the scene and got all mad at them in the temple because they were getting tax dollars for the community, whatever, in the church and in his father's house, right? And that might have been kind of weird to hear that. But anyway, then he started his ministry at age 30. But again, where did he go from age 12 to age 30? He was gone. If anybody has some clear-cut answers how that works out, help me out there. But I guess I'm all by myself. Bobby, I guess you and I are the only ones here. It's going to be a short show tonight, I guess. What now, Bobby? Are you still here? Okay. Bobby, are you still here? Well, how come you're bigger than Santa in that picture? uh, so did you guys exchange gifts at your event? All right, so but Bobby, are you still here? All right, who else is here? Someone else is here somewhere. Okay, we got two on Errt. We got two on Errt Radio. That's pretty funny. We got two on Errt Radio, and I don't even use that page anymore. Come on over to Errt Radio shows, folks. Errt Radio shows. See, I don't know why. Oh wait, you're on Errt Radio YouTube. I got it. Okay. Okay, then you're good. You're in the right place. Sorry, I was reading that wrong. You got two here. Who's here though? Esther left. Bobby's the only one here. Well, strange thing is today, I wake up at, I go to sleep about 1:30, 2 o'clock, wake up at 4. Well before the sun. And then I kind of relax and go back to sleep a little bit, get up in time, do my Poop Fighter Friday show. And then I fell asleep a little bit in the afternoon. After I went to the post office and the bank that was closed. That's what I was telling you about. Yeah, everybody called in, said, we're not driving. Of course, some of the roads were declared not drivable, so I can understand that. I gotta get a new box. That box is beat up. Bobby, are you here? Say yes if you're here, Bobby. Oopie, are you here? How you doing? Oopie's here. She made it. Hey, Oopie. Esther was here. I don't know if Esther is still here. But Bobby's here. So, Bobby, are you here? Say yes. Bobby. Okay. We're going to do your reading. You want 3 cards? I'm going to give you 3 cards. Yeah, Esther said, see you later. She's out of here. Well, this time of the year, like I said, you got a lot of stuff going on that everyone's kind of busy with all that. And personally, I don't have anything to do myself. All right, now, Bobby, I'll send you this. Huh. Okay, now, Bobby, we're going to do 3 cards now. All right. I'll take a picture of it for you, and then you can read it, or you can stop it there. If you go back and look at the video. All right. I do have a standard tarot deck. I have gotten to liking these, but I can use a standard tarot deck. Definitely. Messenger of Abundance. Now, your career doesn't mean you're working necessarily at a paying job, Bobby. That could mean life. Okay? Career means life. So change that. You notice it says life down there. into your life, you know. Uh, uh, I don't know if school is an option of school of life, maybe. I don't know. There could be many ways to look at that. It doesn't have to be uh, interpreted 100% exact. Okay. Celtic cross reading. Well, I don't really know how to do that. I know how to line it up and make it seeing clearly. Well, now, Bobby, that kind of goes with some of the ones you've been getting. That's one of the other readings. And number 12, and what would be considered the major arcana. The Celtic cross. Well, I'm going to have to learn on how exactly it's done. I know it's 1, 2, 3. I'd have to learn that one. But what is the reason for that, Uwe? Explain your reasoning why you want the Celtic cross. And you know I can do that on this one because there is 78 cards in this deck. You do know that, right? This is a tarot deck. In case you didn't know that. Okay, now the house is making noises. Which could be the snow falling or whatever. But it shouldn't be falling. Okay, wait, we're not done yet. Okay, hold on. Edit. Shouldn't be falling because it's still -7 outside. But at your request, Soupy, I can get the other deck out. And we'll share this to Bobby first. Now I wanted to send it to Bobby. Oh, I already sent it. Okay. Whew. Okay. Page name was sent. Oh, to expand my skills. Okay. I have done a Celtic cross on my training mission on this. I can't remember how to read it correctly. We'd have to research that. Let me see. Hold on. I can get a diagram of how to lay the cards out. All right, Bobby, I sent you to Skype. I always have the crystal on there. What's interesting is this crystal. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, see that? But now, from the way it looks like on normal sight, it looks like the end of it is dark. Like it got some kind of weird energy on it. Anyway, so the cards I have are standard AE weight, rider weight, they call these cards, tarot cards. Okay. Haven't used these in a while. Now, do you care if it's reversed or not? Of course, I don't shuffle it that way usually because, well, I just damage the cards even shuffling them the way I do. So here's what the back of the cards look like. There we go. Okay. Reversed is significant. Then that would mean I'd have to shuffle it. I'm getting a card shuffler, by the way. But right now they're all the same way, and I like them that way because that's how I learn how to understand what they mean. So I'm not going to mess that up at the moment. We're going to have to do that in another setting. If I don't know that I could even shuffle them that way. That would mean I'd have to straighten up all the cards again. Okay, we're going to do it for you, V. Your request. I have not shuffled them this way, ever. So I can't do that with my hands. The way that they work, my hands don't work right. So that can't be done, Opie. Sorry. Okay, hold on. Let me get a... Okay, alright. So, using my regular tarot card deck, we're going to use them all upright because, well, I can't shuffle them correctly. I'm getting a card shuffler, so hopefully I'm getting that. Hopefully it's on the way. It'll be here next week. And it's for playing cards, but it can be for tarot cards too. And so the goal here is that they can automatically shuffle the deck, runs on some batteries, and it shuffles the deck. And I don't have to worry about doing it the way I do it. And that one there, I could actually, if I want to, put one side in, right side up, and put the other side in upside down or whatever. Well, now, okay, so Luffy, I'm going to. You want 3 or 4 cards, Luffy? Since we can't do the Celtic Cross. What the heck's that noise? Oh, software update. You scared the crap out of me. Can you tell me? Let me see now. I've seen them do the root number with just a month and a day. What is your month and day? Don't give me the year. Like mine is 121. So now if I just add up my date, my birth date, then I'm a 3. All right. Now I thought it was you'd add up all the numbers to all of them. On the tarot cards, normally what I do is past, present, and future, which is normally 3 cards. But um, I'm going to learn the Celtic Cross because you requested it. 1 on 1, so 2. Okay. Um, well, let's do 4 then. If you go 1 on 1, and that makes 2. 2 times 3 cards then. 3 cards. Okay. Well, your first card. Now, you're. If we're doing past, present, and future, for you, then this is your first card. Okay. Okay. So now, remember, we'll do 4 then. Okay. So that's your first card. So that was your past. So that means in the past, you had to deal with some serious things in your everyday existence. It doesn't always mean necessarily bad, but you had to really look at some things within yourself. Maybe you were a little hard on yourself in the past, and then you had to get someone else's opinion, which would be justice. Mr. Justice opinion. I'll take a picture of these who be and send it to you. Page of Cups. Now, cups is generally good. The higher you go, the better it is, usually. Uh, unless it's like the Five of Cups, and it might not be so good. But I'm going to send you the meanings of these. Oh, look at that. Holy cow, just what I was talking about. Okay, phone. Alright, now this is exactly what I was talking about, the cups. 10 of Cups, which means a lot of wealth. So, if we look at it this way, just with these 3 cards, I'm going to do a 4th one because you requested it. Alright, so I don't know how long it took you to get to where you are now. Meaning, at the point in life where you're stable, point of life where you're settled with who you are, what you're doing. But you had to answer internally on that first card. You had to settle that before any of these other things came into play. So before you could even start thinking of your riches, of your financial ability and stability and your worth, it doesn't always have to be money necessarily, but that's how we usually read it. But it could also mean a spiritual richness, okay? Well, now, okay. The number 4, the Emperor. Now, you can look up the meanings of these if you want, or I have a diagram that I got, that I downloaded. I can't remember what I paid for it. It wasn't free. I paid something for it. I can't remember exactly what, but it was a cheat sheet for all the card meanings. Okay? And if you want, I can get all the meanings of each card and finishing system update. Oh, wonderful. Thought you were done already. Let's see if I can take these pictures. So now, after you've gotten yourself stabilized, you are at a point of a leadership role, which the Emperor is about. Do you think that, Ubi? Do I have it even close? Or am I making this up as I'm going? You can tell me. If I got it right, then tell me. If I got it wrong, tell me. If I got a part right, tell me. Tell me what I got. So, you got justice. All right. Justice, you have to answer for something usually internal that you have to deal with. Okay. Then when you do that, when you finally answer, okay, thank you, I'm in the middle of something here. When you finally answer that and you get settled in that, hey Katie, how you doing? Would you like a reading? I am willing to give you a reading. So after you got your internal system all set up, Ubi, you ended up learning how to be stable in your other areas in life, which here is talking about financial, but it could also be talking about just everyday stability and getting yourself organized and stable. And then now, in this part of the life, you are in a leadership role. That's what the Emperor talks about. And Katie, would you like regular tarot cards or my angel cards? Angel tarot cards. My house is making all kinds of noises. Angel tarot cards. Figures. Katie shows up in chat and my house starts making noises. Or standard tarot cards. Okay. He said choose. Let me send this to Oofy. Oh. Alright, there we go. Okay, I'm going to send this one to Oofy. And then we'll be getting yours ready, Katie. Nice to see you here. Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas, however you want to say it. Oh, there's Oofy right there. So now, Oofy, if you want, I can send you those meanings of these cards at a later time. All right. And we're going to work on the reverse angle as well. I did like those, but I do like my angel cards. So, Katie, if you're all right with it, I'm going to go right back to the angel cards. But, Oopie, thank you for that request. And then we'll do, does CT and Sarah want a holiday reading? All right. So, okay. So I did a reading for a friend of mine on another podcast. It was on Podbean, and it was the guys on Slacker 82 Alpha, and I have never done a reading for them. Actually, the host of the show doesn't quite like the formality of the tarot card readings. He doesn't think they're good. I see now that's where I think they're just cards with pictures on them. They're not. They're not evil, in my opinion. Oh, you can have some cards that are evil, definitely. Um, you're concerned about your health. And you mentioned also in the show last night that Steve was having some issues. That'll be a separate reading. But for you, okay, Libra, let's see, Libra, that would be, oh boy, okay. That would be, when is that, July? Gemini is June. Aquarius, Capricorn. Again, I could look this stuff up. All right, we're gonna do 4 cards of these angel cards. Libra is, oh boy. Okay, somebody give me an answer here. Libra is what month? I think. No, Scorpio is in there somewhere. Libra is. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Ah, September. I remember you were talking about that. Yeah. And you kind of celebrate your birthdays together. September. Okay, so I was in the right direction. I was thinking I didn't go far enough though. Okay, so 2 and 6 is 8. Oh yeah, if 2 and 6, you're on the 26, right? All right, so if you do 2 and 6, that's 8. You divide that by 2, that's 4. 4 cards. You're gonna get 4 cards. How do you like that? There you go. Now that's how I figured that out. And so now, Katie, I'll be praying as I always do. I pray for your health and your safety when you're doing your projects. I'm 90% sure that some of this stuff that we're dealing with, we might step into it ourselves. You know, just because of what we're into. Um, that doesn't mean that we can't do what we're doing. It just means we need to find a way around it because we need to understand what we're trying to look at. All right. Um, we can put ourselves in some serious problems, not even knowing it. Okay. Dealing with the spiritual world, we're trying to deal with it from a physical point of view. It doesn't mix. It's oil and water. It does not mix. We have to go into the spiritual realm to understand the spiritual answers. All right? I'm not talking about the Bible. I'm not talking about going to church. I'm talking about we need to be on a whole different level than to be in this human physical. Okay, Katie, I would recommend Uh, Bishop Long talks about the for Michael, right? For protection. You can look it up online if you want. I'd recommend you maybe learn that and try that. Again, my opinion. I'm not trying to dispense any kind of help. You do it at your own risk. Everything I say is at your own risk, not mine. Uh, I'm just giving you suggestions. Choose freedom. There you go. See that? Number 15. Choose freedom. Now, you can either freeze this or I can send it to you on Facebook Messenger, the picture. I'll hold it there for a second. Choose freedom. That is your first card. So, something is going on. Tell me if I got this right or not. And I don't mean to be too intrusive or um too rude with your personal issues, but you have some internal stuff that you're dealing with, meaning um from the mental slash spiritual side of things. You're battling with something, and the very fact that drives you crazy about studying what you're studying is the very thing that you need to figure out internally. So, this card, Choose Freedom, deals with making a choice, going forward, which you already have, but letting go of what you had to make that choice of. So, for instance, again, my opinion, if it fits and it works for you, then work with what you can and make it work in your everyday, present day life. But if what I'm saying is garbage, then don't follow what I say. I'm not going to tell you to do anything bad here. But if what somehow what I say kind of is not right, then don't follow it. Follow what you think is right within your heart in that situation. Okay. Um, Seven of action. Again, working with the card Choose Freedom. Read this. And again, I will send you the picture on Facebook Messenger. Okay? So, there's something that you're possibly stalling on. Procrastinating. I don't know if you procrastinate. I know I have that trouble. Um, when it comes to having to do, when it has to do with getting something done, I usually wait to the last minute to get it done. My poor trash can yesterday, I went out. It was, we had, probably 30-mile-an-hour winds out there. And we had the coldest day yesterday, which was minus 16 degrees or so. So the wind chill factor had to be over minus 40. And and I'm glad I didn't fall down out there because it would have been bad. I wouldn't have gotten back up. I would have just laid there. Two of action again in the action. Trust in your ability. Now I remembered some things that I saw you mention before, that you were getting frustrated over some things that wasn't quite working out and you have abilities. You need to realize that you are good at what you do. Don't let anyone else tell you anything different. Okay, so now I got that lined up. I can straighten that. Ah, all right. So now, good side to this. Okay. So now, with that in mind, first card is choose freedom. So you might have some struggles with that still. And with what we just went through for two years or so, 2+ years, 3 years maybe. That might be kind of hard to do that because we have doubt in everyday living. We have doubt, like, can we succeed at what we're doing? Well, it's not a matter of can we succeed in what we're doing. It is a matter of what can we do to succeed. So if we're doing at-home podcasts, like I do all the time, you have your different things you're showing on your builds that you do. And I have one of your boxes here, the Chaos 3 AM scanning box. I'm not going to use it tonight because I don't want to disturb anybody's activities. So I'm going to let them rest tonight. Hold on. Hold it. That's hard to do that. I need a real system here. Now, what I'm supposed to be getting, but I don't think I ever got that approved on my card because I had some trouble with the purchasing something. And for some reason it didn't take it. I don't know why. I was trying to order a holder, a card holder for these cards. Okay, hold on. Those aren't quite lined up, but that's going to have to do. Unless I do it this way. There we go. Haha. I faked you out that time, didn't I? Okay, done. Okay, now. Snap back a little bit. There you go. Haha. I got you. You tried to get me, but I got you figured out. Alright. So now I can share that with Katie on chat here. Hold on. Katie, check your messenger. As I say, you didn't open up. What's going on here? Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go. There we go. Okay. Check your messenger, Katie. Now, these I don't have the meaning. Actually, I think I do. I have to look at them. I find them. But you can look at each card and check that out. So, you got some work, but you're heading in the right direction. All right, I can tell you that. Don't be so hard on yourself when you're having some struggles with a project. or something ain't working out right, or you can't find something, or you need a part and you ain't got a part, or whatever, um, take a breath, take a moment, and get through it. Now, what I'd recommend you do, I would request that the first, let's not make it a New Year's resolution. I hate even saying that term. So don't make it that. But let's make a point as a group of people, and this will work with your uh, projects that you're creating. It'll work on your everyday research of the paranormal. And what I want you to do, pick a time in your day, and it can be more than once. Take a time in your day to meditate. Okay? You can meditate on God's Word. You can meditate with the YouTube video with the chakra balancing videos, which I like to use, the frequency healing videos. They have many to choose from. Again, I'm not trying to prescribe any answer for medical help, but obviously, if you need medical assistance, then get medical assistance and continue with that, whatever you're getting for that. But I'm giving you a side option that can possibly help as well. Okay? So, what I'd like to do for everybody listening, or who hears this later, you got a week to get this planned out before January 1st. All right? So, here's what I want you to do. Pick a time that works for you. You've asked me the same time I'm doing it. Wonderful. If you want to pick the same time that we do it, we work together, we pray, and we meditate, pray, whatever you want to call it. We can pick some Psalms in the book of Psalms and read those and work with them. That will help your healing on your overall system. That's what I'm getting at. Now, again, don't change any medical advice that you're already getting and you're already doing. Don't do that. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you to add this to that. and with both of them together, it will maybe balance things out. If you don't have a crystal set for your chakra crystal set, I just got one actually in the mail. Got a really nice little gift box that I bought myself, and I have to learn more about crystals as well. But there are things that you do with that just on your own. I have crystal spheres that I got that deals with all the different chakra levels, and it helps. The energy in the crystals help. All right. I'm not changing my medical advice on myself, and I wouldn't ask anyone to do that. What I do ask you to do is to add the meditation to that, or religious prayers, or whatever you want to add to it. Um, that's my suggestion. Uh, if it doesn't heal your immediate situation, what it will do is give you peace. If you can relax long enough in your mind to get that meditation going. So that's my suggestion to anybody that is having any kind of stress or anxieties or physical issues. Um, take time to meditate. And again, it might not work. It might work though. But if you don't try it, you'll never know. Here's the challenge for you. Um, you can use some for the things to listen to. You can listen to singing bowls. You can, like I said, there's plenty of videos on chakra cleansing, balancing, things like that. We got 4 people on Errt Radio YouTube. I only see 2. So, I'd recommend you work on that meditation. Look at those cards. Tell me what you think, and go from there. And if what I say even helps you, let me know what your result is. All right. And so that was from these guys, and you can there's ways to look up. I had looked up the meeting on this actually. There's a thing on the back there. See if you looked at that. Looked at the QR code there, and then you can get that. Okay. So there you go. Get that, and that I think is a descriptions of these cards. So sunrise is your time. Okay. If you can take, even if it's, I would start out low on the time. And what's interesting is, if you have the opportunity to relax and sit back and be quiet for 5 minutes, 5 minutes, if you do that honestly and seriously and work on your internal struggles that you're battling with, whatever that might be. I don't want to get into the personal details because I don't know, but I'm just saying that's what I'm reading here. Take 5 minutes every morning. Make yourself a cup of coffee, sit back with the YouTube video going, turn the ghost box off for 5 minutes. All right? And then you go ahead and relax. Ask what you need to do for the day. Whoever you're meditating to, ask what you need to do today. And then you go from there. And then eventually what's going to happen is you're going to go from 5 minutes to 15 minutes before you even realize it. Providing you got that quietness and that time to do that in the morning time. Now, if you need to make more time for yourself, then adjust your schedule where you can wake up a little early and take the time to actually do this. All right? So I guess when Bishop Long was trying to do a show tonight, he had some weather issues in Kentucky, and so he wasn't able to do a show on KGRA. He had some bad signal issues, or Bill had some signal issues in New York. Not sure which one. Thankfully, we have good signal here. So you can know in your internal self, what was that now? That was a weird noise. Speaking of weird noise, I checked my voicemail. And I got a weird, like a ghost box sound on my voicemail. I'm like, where the hell did that come from? I remember a movie when I think it was the mom died. And then the mom was talking back on the chat, either to the phone, to the email, or whatever on the computer, and that was what this voice or this ghost box saying. I need to research what that actually sounds like. It's kind of weird. I don't remember sending myself a recording because that's the only way that it could get on the answering service is somebody sends it. So that's kind of weird. Uh, but anyway, um, I guess it could happen. Anything can leave a message on anything, right? So anyway, I hope what I said helped you even a little bit, gave you some peace, gave you some direction to maybe look at some ideas and some options, and hopefully you can uh, go forward with your whatever you got to get done, and all that. And again, we're praying for you and Steve. It's a lot of work doing what you guys do, and you got a lot of energy coming at you from all directions. And it's never easy when we're in this business of trying to learn what they tell us not to look into. But yet at the same time, we are spiritual beings and we are connected to that. And we need to know what is going on that side of the coin. See, now what I believe in, here's what I believe in. Tell me what you think on this answer. I don't know if you heard me talk about this before. But I have discussed it many times, I think, about my eternal existence. All right? Eternal existence. Here's what my suspicion is. Now, everybody's going to say I got it wrong. And everyone's going to say you die and in the judgment and you go to heaven or hell or whatever. I don't think we have that quite right. Because if all that was true, then why are we trying to communicate with spirits that are supposed to be waiting for judgment? How is that even possible? In the story of the rich man and the poor man in the New Testament, Jesus has the parable of the rich man and the poor man. They both die. One guy goes to the hell side of the gulf. The other guy is on the other side of the gulf, which would be heaven, so to speak, in the terms of that story. Okay? Now, the rich guy is saying, give me a drop of water, come on. And then he says, hey, can you at least tell my family how bad it is down here? No, we can't do that. So now the question comes to mind, if that's a true event and an actual thing, that how it's supposed to work, how are we talking to human spirits if we are talking to human spirits, hearing human spirits? Now, I'm not trying to debunk anything or trying to argue with anyone's idea. I'm just trying to reason what we read in the Bible, what we're supposed to believe in and have faith in. And yet it's confusing because of the fact that, okay, now we got the spirit to talk to me in the middle of the night or whatever, right? Even if we're using equipment, whatever it is we're using, all of a sudden we have this message from somebody. Now, true, it could be an evil spirit that is playing a joke on us, but don't they have more things to do than to mess with us? You know? Are they all demons that we're talking to? I don't think so. I think that we got something wrong in our understanding in what the Bible teaches us. And the reason why we got it wrong is that It's been retranslated and rewritten many times before we got to it. Before King James wrote the English version in 1611, it has been changed and retranslated and everything. Okay? And then from that time till now, imagine how many times it's been rewritten. To anybody that wants to have a certain point of view that they want to share and teach. And so, how can we even examine it and say, okay, this is exactly what it means? So, I think that there are some things in the Bible that are meant for that time, for those people. I don't mean those people in a negative way. I mean for that time. For instance, the book of 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Paul puts in the heading of the book, it's written to the church at Corinth. Now, while some of the teachings in the book of Corinthians, both 1st and 2nd book, can be well and good instruction for us, but it was written for the Corinthians. The book of Romans, who was it written for? The Romans. Okay? So, I know that some of the things do apply to us. Obviously, they do. But the point of the matter is this. We might not understand what we're reading correctly. And so when it says, as it is appointed that a man once to die, and then the judgment, then where are these spirits coming from that we're hearing? So something's wrong there that we don't understand, or maybe they got a way around it that we don't understand. But anyway, my opinion is this, for my personal self. Now, nobody has to agree with me. I'm not asking anyone to agree with me. And you can laugh at me or point your finger at me saying, shame on you, or whatever you want to do. I don't care. But I have a little phrase I use called eternal existence. Eternal existence. Now, we were created in His image and His likeness. All right? According to the creation story in Genesis, Adam became a living soul. Where did Adam get his name at? Oh, God gave him his name. Where did God get his name at? Oh, well, Adam's soul or spirit was already there from the beginning of creation. Remember what Jesus says. He said that I knew you before you were in your mother's womb. Hello. What does that mean? That means we were in existence. Yeah, we were in existence before this human body. If He knew us before we were in our mother's womb, that's what the scripture says, if we understand that correctly. He knows every hair on our head, those of us that have hair. Okay? So He knows what day we're going to die. We don't know what day we're going to die. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And again, I'm not asking anyone to believe the way that I believe. And my dad was an atheist as well. And yet, on his last week, he realized there is something to this other side. From what my sister told me, my sister was taking care of my dad on his final week here. He died June 2nd this year, and uh, and what was interesting was she was telling me about, and she's not a very religious or spiritual person in any kind of sense of the word, but he was talking to somebody on the other side. He was mentioning names and talking to people that she knew of, and she recognized names of, family, friends, and things like that, from her childhood. Yeah, thank you, Katie. Yeah. So, um, there is something to that verse about, and then the judgment. I don't think it's quite that cut and dry. I think for that people that was written to at that time, Jesus had to make it clear. Look, you're done after this life. This is it. No goofing around. I think there was another lesson there that we're missing. Okay. Um, in my sense, though, here's what I think. Imagine this now. When God, now you don't have to agree with my terminology, okay? But just kind of follow along with it for a little bit until you understand what I'm getting at. Um, God created the heavens and the earth, named all the stars, named earth, named all, created the sun and the moon and all that stuff. And um, hold on one second. Let me finish this story and then check off. Hold on one second. So, but what he doesn't make a big deal about, but it does mention it, that we were created a little lower than the angels, okay? But yet we'll be higher than the angels in a sense overall, because we're actually created on the same level as them. Now we're in a vault. There's a giant vault of souls, of human souls. There's a whole vault of human souls waiting to be put into the human body. Some have been here already. Some have come back a second time, sometimes three times. Again, that's not reincarnation. Don't get that wrong. I'm not talking about reincarnation. Some will count it as that. That's not what I'm saying. We're the same soul energy from the beginning. We can have different hosts or different human bodies throughout our soul existence, our eternal existence. Okay? So keep that in mind. Okay? Now that's why you might have memories of something that you don't understand. That's why you might know something that technically we shouldn't even know. Right. Good point, Katie. Good point. And that's why we got to take what we can learn from what we're told. And if we can learn something and it helps us, great. There's a lot of good teachings and some of the things that I am involved with, you know. And so I learn a lot of different things. But I also learn those things so I can share it with other people. In my term eternal existence, however, we are very old souls. Okay? Keep an open mind. Exactly right. That's why I like you. We get along well. You and Steve both. You both have open minds, and you're willing to discuss any topic and have an exciting conversation without getting mad. Nobody has to get mad over anything. Um, I can talk to anybody. We've talked to a lot of different people, and but in this case here, we were waiting in that holding station above the realm of known space called heaven. Okay? And then as we were born, let's take Adam for instance, created Adam, breathed the breath of life into him, and he became a living soul. And he called him Adam. Where did his name come from? He was already alive, already waiting to be put into the body. Okay? So this time around in the human existence, he told them that we're created in his image. We're created in God's image, so to speak. Okay, now again, you don't have to agree with that. Not asking you to, but if you see any kind of value in what I'm saying, then look at the research and make your own choice. But in this case here, okay, now what was interesting was he made Adam out of nothing, just of dirt, created the body. But with Eve, he had to take a rib from Adam for one reason or another. He had to do it that way. Why couldn't he make Eve the same way? Just bam, there you go. There's I don't get, except the fact that he wanted, that the man, husband and wife, the man to be over the wife for some reason. I don't know. That's the way the Bible teaches. Don't get mad at me. But anyway, the point of the matter is the souls were waiting to be in the human body all that time. Now, who really knows where else the souls have been? Have they been in another body or somewhere else? You know, in our human existence, not before that. That was first time for that, in my opinion. So, oh, did you want one, Esther? I thought you went to sleep. Katie's about ready to check out, though. Thank you. Thank you, Katie, for staying here. Yeah. And so anyway, just think about that. This isn't necessarily our first rodeo, so to speak. And when you realize some of the scripture that talks about he knew us before we were in our mother's womb. Hello. All right. Well, thank you, Katie. Merry Christmas to you and Steve. And I hope you all feel better. And hopefully, what I said helps you out. And look at those cards and do some research on those cards. And tell me what you think about that. And try the meditation. Okay? Oh, thank you, Katie. you guys, you guys are great too. And someday we'll get to meet. I think I feel that happening. All right. Uh, all right. So you have a great night, Katie, and Merry Christmas. All right, Esther, I got some cards for you. I'm gonna use your angel guardian angel cards. Remember those? Katie, you have a great night. Tell Steve Merry Christmas and get some rest and work on that meditation if you can. If you need any more discussion or conversation about anything, give me a message and let me know. I'll be more than happy to try to help. All right. All right. Here's Esther. You want 4 cards? All right, we're doing 4 cards. All right. Ace of Emotion. Just one. That's it. Okay, that's all you get. That's it then. You want me to do a picture of that? Send it to you. I could do that. All of a sudden, my left eye starts burning. uh, oh man. Okay, there you go, Esther. Got a cent. And why did that start burning? All right, there you go. Well, folks, I think that's about it for tonight. Being a Friday night right before Christmas, as Esther said, Christmas Eve. I think we're about done. I was hoping to have Venus over here tonight, but she didn't make it. She had other things going on. Well, that's a tough night. I got it. Tough weekend. Tomorrow night's going to be worse. It'll be Christmas Eve then. Oh, allergy problems. Oh, that's funny. Must be dust. Dust all around. Merry Christmas and enjoy that card. Hopefully it means something to you and it does something to help me go in the right direction. All right. So, if you don't know Kitty Holte, though, her and Steve make the frequency boxes called the Holte boxes. I got the one, the AM Chaos box number 3, the AM scanning box, and it's interesting. Let me tell you, that's interesting. But yeah, if you guys are interested in that kind of ITC or that communication type of thing, I'd recommend you check with them. HolteParanormal.com or something like that. We'd have to look up that exact website. But you can find her on Facebook, and she's always sharing her projects, what she's working on. Very smart, very smart. And they have a love for that kind of thing, and they put their whole self into it. And yeah, it can wear you down, that's for sure. So Well, I've been here an hour and 35 minutes, Esther. I think we're about ready to call it a night. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Bobby, Esther, and Katie, and anyone else that watches later. And remember now, Free Beards Podcast, uh, Errt Radio sponsors them directly, and we'll be doing that for the foreseeable future. Well, and Craig can run his show the way he wants, as long as we understand that. All right, good night, Bobby. Thank you for being here. As long as we understand that their opinion is their opinion, and it does not reflect anything that we say. What we say does not reflect on anything that they are teaching or saying. We might agree on some things. We might actually say the same things. But our own opinions are just that, our own. And they talk about some random stuff over there on that channel. And very interesting, though. Good stuff. It keeps you aware of things and opens your eyes, just like on Slacker 82 Alpha. They talk about some other weird stuff, and it really makes you think. They're on it Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So, kind of, excuse me, kind of runs into each show there, but that's all right. Make it work. All right, well, we're out of here. Everybody have a great rest of your night, and Merry Christmas to everyone. Didn't quite go 2 hours tonight, but okay. We'll we'll make it up next week. All right, everybody have a great night. We'll see you on the next one. Tomorrow morning, if you want some music on Mixler, um, you can go to ertradio.com and click on the player and create an account with your email to get signed up on Mixler. Then be in the chat. It doesn't cost anything, just be a listener. And unless you want to donate, then there's that PayPal button right there on ertradio.com. Donate there. But in any case, with the player button, it'll get you to the live show. And if you hit that chat button, you can sign up on that also. And at the top of the page, there's a chat room button that you click on, and you do that, and you get back into the live regular chat. And you can listen to the show right from there as well. Okay, so I'm out of here. Check that out. Everybody have a Merry Christmas, and let's look forward to 2023. I'm not sure. Personally, I believe that they're going to try to pull some crazy stuff that we might not even notice it. And we'll just go on our daily business, and then 2024 will come along, and bam, it's election night again, or election year again. But we'll get through it though, just fine. And I see a lot of good things happening in 2023, with being a little bit more opened up and less worry about certain things. And yeah, so I'm ready. Let's start living again. All right? All right. I'm out of here. With that, everybody have a great rest of your night. And remember, if you have nice weather, get out there and enjoy it. Because we don't. Unless, well, maybe some people like winter. But I don't like the negative temps. And I don't like uh, the wind chill factor temps. So, and the blowing snow everywhere. My trash can probably got buried because it was knocked over by the wind. I didn't want to go back out there today and try to fix it though. And the trash truck couldn't be here today because well, the roads were not really drivable very well. So anyway, we're out of here. We'll see you next time. Merry Christmas again. Bye bye.